What's up, guys? Dynasty again with another Mortal Kombat 1 MK1 update video because we got a few things of note to discuss today. For starters, Skarlet fans, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it seems like our blood girl from Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat 11 will not be in MK1. I know, I'm sorry, I hate to bring that up, but Skarlet seems to be not coming back in Mortal Kombat 1. Also, the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, Boon, who's currently the head at NetherRealm Studios, sat down and did an interview with the guys over at GamesBeat, where he pretty much goes in depth to confirm that we're getting the traditional cinematic story mode we've been seeing with all these Mortal Kombat games, dating back to MK vs. DC, Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11, and now Mortal Kombat 1. Goes on to mention that the ending for Mortal Kombat 1 is crazy. The format will be the same, but it's going to have a bunch of twists and turns. Also confirms the roster will be giving us characters from every era of Mortal Kombat, going back to the arcade era, to Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, and Mortal Kombat 11, so that's kind of a big deal. Major hints that a character from every era will join the MK1 roster, which is really cool. Also, he goes in depth to discuss why this game is a lot more vibrant and colorful than previous Mortal Kombat games, confirms that you won't be able to do things like customize character intros in this game, and a bunch of other things of that sort. So this video will be jam-packed with a bunch of new Mortal Kombat 1 information from this GamesBeat interview. Of course, though, if you guys want to read the full thing yourself, I'll have it linked in the description down below because I'm just going to be covering the things that we really haven't discussed here on the channel. So before we get into breaking down all of this information about Mortal Kombat Uno, if you guys could do me a solid and please drop a like on the video. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all the positive support and feedback lately with the Mortal Kombat 1 videos. You guys are amazing. I truly am blessed to be in this position to share my love with Mortal Kombat with you guys, the community. So again, thank you guys for all the love and support lately. It's truly been awesome. So without further ado, let's break down everything of note from not only this article, but this tweet that kind of confirms that Skarlet won't be coming back in Mortal Kombat 1. So Beta Pozniak, who is the voice actor for Skarlet, going back to the days of Mortal Kombat 11 recently, came out and said this yesterday. She quote tweeted a photo of Skarlet that was saying, "I'm really gonna miss her," and she said, "Me too, ... Nothing more and nothing less." And like you can see there on the image, it's got over 300,000 views now, and that's kind of a bummer because this is kind of alluding to the fact that, well, she's not coming back. You know, when the voice actor's saying she's gonna miss her, that's pretty clear indication that she's more than likely not going to be on the roster. Now, before you say, well, maybe they just recasted the voice actor for Skarlet for Mortal Kombat 1, I really don't think that's the case because Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Melina, Kung Lao, and Katana's actors from Mortal Kombat 11 are all coming back and reprising their roles as their respective Mortal Kombat 11 characters. Even Kenshi's Mortal Kombat X actor is returning and reprising his role as Kenshi in Mortal Kombat 1. The only characters that have been recasted so far are Raiden and Sub-Zero, and that's because, well, Raiden is a completely different version of Raiden, so you really can't have voice actor Richard Epcar come back because it's a completely different take on the character, and Sub-Zero isn't Steve Blum because this is Bi-Han and not Kuai Liang in Mortal Kombat 1, so the two characters that got recasted make sense to be recasted. Skarlet, on the other hand, yeah, you would think if she was coming back, it would just simply be the exact same actors like Johnny, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Melina, Katana, and Kenshi, but no, that seems to not be the case. So again, Skarlet fans, I'm so sorry. It does not seem like she's going to be in this game's roster. It is what it is. It was nice having her come back finally in a Mortal Kombat-based roster with Mortal Kombat 11, but I would not be betting to see her in this game. For me, though, I mean, I hate to be a bit positive and optimistic here, but with her not being in this game's roster as a blood character, I don't want to say it makes me excited, but it's just another reason to believe that maybe Natara, the vampire, also blood-related character, will probably be in this game's roster. So that's me looking at the glass half full here. If we don't get Skarlet, it's just another reason to get another blood-based character in Natara. So yeah, Skarlet fans, again, I could be wrong here, but when you have the voice actor saying she's going to miss her as well, it does not look good to be a Skarlet fan right now. So yes, I had to talk about that. I'm so sorry. Don't kill me, but Skarlet's probably not going to be in Mortal Kombat Uno. I'm sorry. Making our way to the article where Ed Boon discusses Mortal Kombat 1 from GamesBeat, it's dubbed Ed Boon on Mortal Kombat 1's new features and twists. Now, first things first, let's kick things off with this question right here. It's a reboot of sorts. You have an opportunity to work with all these classic characters, but you have these interesting ways of twisting them up. Was it fun to play with this familiar universe in a new way? And to that, Boon said, as we were crafting the story and changing the origins and relationships of the characters, the more we did that, the more novel it felt. I felt like Mortal Kombat fans who know these characters will have a good time seeing new origin stories, new relationships, and stuff like that. The mixture is a lot of fun. From there, GamesBeat says, one of my concerns is whether we were just going to see the original Mortal Kombat cast, but seeing someone like Kenshi in there is reassuring. Are we going to see more characters beyond the original trilogy? Ed Boon's response to this question is yes. We have characters who represent the arcade era, and then there's the Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon era. Then there's the 9, 10, 11 era. There's definitely some, you might take in as surprise appearances by some of the characters from the 3D eras. So, boom! There you go. Characters from pretty much every single game will be represented in Mortal Kombat 1. This is interesting because it makes me wonder who will be coming back from the Mortal Kombat 11 roster that is only in Mortal Kombat 11. Could this possibly mean that Garrus is coming back? Collector? Cetrion? Regardless, though, I'm just glad to know that we're going to be getting characters from every single era. 3D era fans, this is finally gonna happen. It's been a long time coming, and it's finally here. Next up, GamesBeat says, with Mortal Kombat 9, you redefine what a single-player campaign could look like for a fighting game with a story mode. How is that going to evolve in Mortal Kombat 1? Is it going to be something familiar, or will you have some twists there? Boon says, there will definitely be twists. The ending is crazy. The format, we're going to keep a lot of it. It's a more sophisticated presentation of that, but we're certainly going to be telling a cinematic movie-like presentation. Then we also have other game modes that are coming and that we'll be announcing later. So boom, there you go, confirmed. The story mode will more than likely be like we've seen in the past, a chapter system, a movie-like presentation. But the fact that he says the ending to this game is crazy has me so hyped for the Mortal Kombat 1 campaign. I can't wait to see what these other modes are. I'm still hoping that we get a Conquest mode. Street Fighter 6 set the fucking standard so high. So guys, let's cross our fingers. Let's manifest this because they only got a few months left. This got to drop sometime soon, but there you go. From the horse's mouth, Ed Boon confirming a very similar story mode that we've seen in the previous Mortal Kombat games. Now, next up, GamesBeat asks, are you worried that people will become disappointed if a character they added to the main roster is instead introduced as a cameo? Now, this is a big concern I'm seeing in my comment section. And to that, Boon said, I think a lot of players assume that if you see someone as a cameo fighter, they're not in the main roster. That's not the case. For instance, Scorpion is both. Sub-Zero is in both. Kung Lao is in both. We do want to have, in general, a separation. We like players to think about the most iconic characters. A lot of them are in both cameos and the main roster. And this is interesting because I wish he could just confirm if Sonya and Jax will be playable, full-blown characters, because those are, again, quote-unquote, iconic characters. Same with Kano, so we'll have to wait and see, Jax fans and Kano fans. I think Sonya is pretty much all but confirmed to be playable at this point. The whole drone mentions he's made in the past. But those other two characters, Kano and Jax, we still don't know. So I know you guys are probably losing sleep at night. We'll just have to see what happens. But he's saying a lot of these guys will be playable in the main roster. I just wish he could confirm more than just, who we saw in the gameplay trailer. From there, GamesBeat says, it's interesting to see how some cameo fighters fit different playstyles and strategies. Jax seems like he has a lot of anti-air abilities. Sonya has these combo starters. From there, Boon responds with, that's precisely what we're aiming for, combining Jax with all that anti-air. How does he work with all the main fighters? That makes it sound like Jax won't be a main fighter. What do those pairings turn into in terms of what the player has available to them? That's going to be a bunch of fun to see what players come up with as far as those combinations. Again, reaffirming that every cameo fighter will have a purpose. They're not going to just be tossed in there for the sake of being tossed in there, which I think is cool because, again, this gives players an excuse to just use other characters to get other things done with different playstyles. So I'm stoked to see who makes the final roster with these cameos and also how they actually play in-game. Now, next up, GamesBeat says, the stages are beautiful and colorful. The use of warmer colors here is a bit unusual for the series. It gives it a distinct look compared to some of the gloomier, darker games. From there, Boon responds with, that's by design. We certainly don't want any of our games to feel just like the old games, whether it's in gameplay or look or presentation. We do want each one to have its own identity. Like some of the things you were talking about, the brighter colors, we have these HDR effects that are just really jumping out at you. That's a big part of the graphic presentation. Now, for me, that's been like a big deal with Mortal Kombat 1. One of the first things that, popped out to me was the fact that these colors, like I just mentioned, they popped out at me. Don't get me wrong, I didn't really mind too much the gritty, darker tones in Mortal Kombat X and 11, but going to this vibrant color scheme is just definitely not as much of an eyesore, I feel like, so I have no complaints. I really do love the color in the presentation of Mortal Kombat 1 so far. I'm excited to see the other stages and the other character costumes and things like that, so yes, MK1 will be a colorful game, which I can definitely get behind. The final question I think we're talking about is this one right here. GamesBeat says, in some of the past games, characters have had things like different intros. You could pick between these different ones. Will that no longer be the case in Mortal Kombat 1? And to that, Boon's response is, everything's going to kind of fit in this template. We may have something that they do animation-wise, but we're really happy with this format that we have. So it seems like, again, character customization will not let you change the intro animation, which makes sense because, again, they're kind of taking that Injustice 2 Clash system, and it just simply loads the game, and they're having the intro dialogue as a loading screen, then boom, you're fighting. So it makes sense to not be able to customize that because this is just like the new format they're going with, but it's just less customizable in comparison to like Mortal Kombat 11, so I'm hoping that in some regard we do get character customization other than just like, I don't know, skins? Is there even a gear system? I don't think so, so we'll have to just wait and see what we can actually customize of our characters, but for right now it seems like potentially just skins, which I guess I'm cool with. It is what it is. But yes, I'll have the full GamesBeat article linked in the description down below, but I think there are some bombshells to discuss here. Like, again, Boon confirms representation from every era of Mortal Kombat, the arcade era, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, 9, 10, and 11. The fact that the Mortal Kombat 1 story mode ending is apparently crazy, and it will be, like we've seen in the past, a cinematic movie-like presentation, so probably your traditional chapter system. And unfortunately, the big elephant of the video was the fact that, well, Skarlet seemingly not featured in MK1. So again, this whole article will be linked down below. I highly suggest checking it out yourself because there's a lot more to discuss other than what was featured here in this video. But guys, that's all I got for y'all today. What do you think of this article from GamesBeat discussing Mortal Kombat 1 with Ed Boon? What do you think of Skarlet's voice actor seemingly saying that she won't be in Mortal Kombat 1? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, though, if you did enjoy this sit-down interview, discussion, talk, please take 1 second and drop a like on the video. Again, thank you guys for all the positive support and love lately. It means the world to me. I will be here always to get you covered with that MK1 goodness. Till next time, though, I've been your host, Ben Dynasty. Guys, please take care, stay safe. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.
On it crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I be steady, count on my digits.